Hi Virgo, let's talk about love. I have come up with a new spread, and so what I'm going to do is draw three different energies, one for singles, one for people who are dating, maybe in and out of relationships, nothing serious, just more casual, and then coupled, people who are coupled. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and dig right into it. God, guides, angels, archangels, and Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for my Virgo friends. I thank you for tarot as a tool, and I thank you that we can look at the energies that we navigate and determine how to make decisions based on information that we get from you. We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity, and we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Please show us clearly for the group of Virgos that you're going to be talking to that are single, what is their energy like? Also, for the group of Virgos that you'll be talking to that are in casual dating relationships, what energy are they in? And the same for couples. What energy are they in? Okay, guys, listen, if your energy, if you're a single and your energy doesn't match what the energy shows, then likely it's not your reading. So I'm doing that so that everybody's not sitting around waiting for a story that never shows up for them. So with that said, our singles will be looking at obstacles and challenges, okay? So if you're... And you know, as it relates to relationships, and you're the group of people who are single, not necessarily even in the dating range, maybe like me on a timeout or something. So, but possibly you're thinking about getting back into the dating game. Possibly you're struggling with your own self-worth, wondering why you're not in the dating game. You have questions or whatever, or you feel challenged about finding your purpose as far as a relationship would go. Or perhaps you're just now single, but there's obstacles, you're facing some obstacles and some challenges. It's going to be a general message, so it still could cover a lot of you. For those of you who are dating in casual relationships, the waiting game, okay? So I feel like if you're dating or in a casual relationship, perhaps you're playing the waiting game, waiting for somebody to buck up and let's make a commitment and make this an exclusive relationship. Perhaps you are waiting patiently. You feel like you're going round and round in circles with all these dates, waiting for the right person to come along. These are, again, general energies and right now general ideas, and we'll find out more as we pull tarot. And then for couples, we're looking at prosperity begins. Possibly there is something new happening in your life as a couple, and you feel very abundant about it. Doesn't necessarily mean anything with money. You could be adding a family member, gaining a son-in-law or a daughter-in-law. You could be in the stage where you're ready to plan children into your relationship, or perhaps you are leveling up even as a couple. Perhaps you're an exclusive dating couple who's ready to move in together, or perhaps you're a dating couple who's ready, or you're living together and ready to get married or something. You're leveling up in some way or another. Okay? For the energy readings, I use the Psychic Tarot by John Holland, and it's an oracle deck. So, with that said, if you don't relate to any of these energies, probably not your reading. You probably won't find your story here. So we're going to start out with our group of singles, and we're going to pull an overall oracle message. This card, this energy is a 5, right? It's the same as the 5 of Wands if you compare it to the tarot. So with the 5 of Wands, we're looking at other people's ideas about what you should be doing. So it's possible that the obstacles and challenges are you're fine where you are, but your friends or your family members are saying, you need to get out there, you need to start dating. There's some kind of challenge that you're facing. Okay, God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for our single Virgo friends. Please show us clearly what is your oracle message for our Virgo friends who are single. We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. What is your message for our Virgo friends who are single? And we're getting storm fields. Kind of goes with the obstacles and challenges, right? But I'll tell you, this is actually, for me, a pretty positive card because we're getting stretched, basically, is what it's going to tell you. But we're going to look at it. I'm going to read what it says and hold it up so that in case you glean any information from the picture. This too shall pass. An uncomfortable chaos is surrounding you. Things that you've left unattended may be the cause of some conflict. Pent-up energy needs release, just as a storm in nature must break. For these events occur when the electricity between opposing forces stirs things up and creates temporary disorder. Not all storms are destructive. Rather, they serve nature by bringing rain to the ground and wind to the trees, enabling seeds to be widely distributed and continuous growth to be ensured. Just remember that whatever's being stirred up inside you or between you and another will benefit you later. The sun will shine again. The new growth will be observed. Don't be afraid to shake things up a little, okay? So whatever these challenges are, I feel like it's saying to you, don't be afraid to upset somebody by looking after yourself. Don't be afraid to shake things up by living your truth, okay? Whatever that truth is. But we're going to find out from Spirit what is their message as far as romantic relationships might go. Where do they see you now? Where are they wanting to take you? And then what is their advice for you at this time in regard to that? So God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, we thank you so much again for tarot as a tool. Thank you for showing us through these cards what your messages are for us as it relates to romantic love. With this group of single Virgos, show us clearly what is your message for them. Where do you see them? Where are you wanting to take them? And what is your advice on how to get there? We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Okay, so we're starting out. Where does Spirit see you at the moment? Your energy is in judgment. Where are they wanting to take you? The Devil. Now don't be freaked out about this card. Source is not sending you to hell. Okay, and the way for you to get there is the Nine of Cups. That's your advice card. So let's see what this actually talks about. So again, with this card and with this card together, right? I feel like what they're saying is you are going through some challenges. You absolutely are. And you are trying to, your obstacles are considering yourself worthy for whatever it is that you're wanting to do next. You're at a place where there's some struggle going on, and I feel like it's with other people. Perhaps you're being pressured to start dating. Perhaps you're being pressured to go back to an old relationship. If you're single, like separated from a marriage or something like that, perhaps somebody's trying to pressure you to go backwards to that relationship for whatever reason. But there is definitely some organized chaos going on around you, and this is where you are trying to determine that judgment within yourself because you want to be able to rise up from this in the way of your truth. You're wanting to be able to free yourself from other people's ideas of how you should live your life. You're wanting to be able to walk your walk. And it could even mean as you move forward in a relationship if you decide to start dating again. So, where is Spirit wanting to take you, right? So here's the Devil card. So we have to think about that. What is the devil card about? It's about addictions or addictive behaviors. That can be anything from actually alcohol and drugs, all the way to shopping and eating, all the way to the way that we think and the things that we're attached to. It's about worldly issues, basically. Those worldly issues that keep us bound. And so I feel like and I know he doesn't want you, Spirit doesn't want you bound, so he's wanting to free you from these things that have kept you bound for so long. It could be about your traditional views about relationships. It could be about your traditional views about how you're supposed to show up in the relationship or who you're supposed to date. I feel like this is where Spirit's wanting to bring you to the release of this energy where other people are telling you what to do, or other people's ideas or not guiding you, have guided you in the past. And here you are trying to release yourself, and Spirit saying, yes, we're going to release you. We want you to be released from all this. Okay? So how does the Nine of Cups play as an advice card? I feel like what Spirit's saying is, this is about emotional fulfillment, right? It's like all your wishes coming true. So, but as an advice card, I feel like it's asking you, what is important to you, Virgo? This is what you need to think about. What are those things that are important to you that would fill you up? Because likely it goes against everything you've been taught. But your advice is to think about those things and to allow yourself to feel what it would feel like to experience those things. Because you are worthy of living the life that you choose to live, whatever that means for you. And so I feel like Spirit's asking you to start thinking about what is that really? What is that really for you? How does it feel in your life when you imagine yourself living that way? What does it feel like? Spirit's wanting to bring you out of the chaos. Spirit's asking you to find your own way, not outside of them, but outside of other people's ideas of what you're supposed to do. Okay? So now we're going to get the PS that goes with this message. God, guides, angels, archangels, and Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for the message on the board. I thank you for love, light, and prosperity. You know I can't take it because I wasn't finished praying. Thank you for love, light, and prosperity. I thank you for clear and concise messages. And I thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Can you please show us what is the PS for Virgo, our single Virgo friends, as it relates to the message on the board? Again, we thank you for clear and concise messages, clarification, confirmation, and validation, and love, light, and prosperity. Okay, Virgo, PS. Okay. Look. I love this. Okay, so this card in some love readings would talk about twin flames or soulmates and or commitments for weddings and stuff like that. But you're not even dating, right? You're single. But this is probably your ultimate goal, that you want to have a solid relationship. Those four wands, that talks about the solid footing. There's a solid footing there, and it's got a good firm foundation, right? You want that kind of relationship, one that fills you up, one that brings you bliss, not one that everybody else thinks you should be in. Okay? And Spirit says yes, that's what they want you to have. Actually, I think you want the fairy tale, right? You want the generational legacy type abundant love, the kind that they write stories about, the kind that or it could be the kind that you want to write your own story about. You know, you want your story to be just as important or just as valid as the fairy tales they write about today. Perhaps you're outside of that type of traditional relationship, or that's where you want to go, outside of a traditional relationship, but you still want it to be just as long lasting, just as abundant, just as full as one like that. And then you have the King of Wands, okay? So I feel like what this is saying is Follow your heart, Virgo. See, this king has a little fire thing going on over his heart right there, and he's holding on to this wand. That wand, for me, the wands are about purpose and passion and inspiration, creativity, and communication with spirit. So I feel like this is what this is about for you, holding on to what fills you up, holding on to the things that are true to you. Right? This is what you're attempting to do at the moment. This is the energy that you're in. But there's people around somewhere that are not agreeing with you. You're having some resistance somewhere. Okay? So they're saying be true to you. And be passionate about you as a person and your value and your worthiness to have the type of relationship that you truly want in your life. Okay? That is your reading if you're a Virgo single. I'm putting these cards back in and going to reshuffle so that I can use them for the other readings. And if you're here and you're a subscriber, I want to tell you thank you so much for being a member of this community. Guys, all of y'all, thank you for the likes, the subscribes, the shares, all that great stuff. For ringing the bell, that's important to YouTube for whatever reason. So thanks for that too. And if you're a passerby, I'm so glad you stopped in. Welcome to Spirit Mail Community, and we hope to see you around. Okay, so we're going to put these cards up and shuffle in the other cards, and we're going to be moving on to the dating, the group of Virgos that are dating casually in a situationship kind of thing. And see what Spirit has to say to you. This is where you're at. You're in the waiting game, right? You're playing the waiting game. Again, that could mean that you're waiting on your other person or somebody in that situationship to make a firm commitment to you. Perhaps you're waiting for the right one. You're dating and you feel like you're going around in circles, waiting for the right one to show up. We'll find out more as we pull cards. And the first thing we're going to do is pull the Oracle message. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for our Virgo friends who are in casual dating situations or situationships. We ask you, what is the message for them? What is your Oracle message for our casual daters, situationship Virgos who are here to find out about romantic love? We thank you for clear and concise messages, love, light, and prosperity, and we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. It's a one-ring circus. Wow, I actually love that card. I find it odd that it's showing up in this reading, but I bet I know why. Okay, let's see. It says you're capable and competent. Independence is key now as you step into your journey today. Others may not have the vision or resources that you need. Recognize that all the wisdom you've acquired along the way makes you particularly competent and capable of moving forward with assurance. Self-reliance is important. Another aspect to consider is creating and maintaining clear boundaries between you and another. Be discerning about your partnerships at this time. When you know who you are and have a healthy sense of where you end and others begin, you're able to enter into the best kind of relationship and will attract people who mirror back your wholeness. Interdependent relationships are always mutually supportive, stimulating, and transforming. You can achieve anything at this time. Okay, so I feel like what they're saying is I feel like this is exactly it, that you're going around and around and around dating and maybe attracting in the wrong ones for whatever reason. And I feel like that reason could actually be that you're wanting too much for the right one to show up, and you're forgetting your value as a person, right? So you're needing, I don't want to call you needy, I'm not saying needy, but you're needing somebody to validate you. You're waiting for somebody to come in and validate you. Perhaps you're waiting for that person to make a commitment to you. But I feel like this card is kind of saying that don't forget who you are. Don't forget your independence, and that a relationship should be interdependent and not dependent, right? You enhance each other. You stimulate each other. It's not that you need them to validate you, and you don't want somebody who needs you to validate them, because that takes way too much of your energy, and it zaps the spark of divine that's in you, because you can't give that nurturing to yourself. Yes, inside of a relationship, we want to nurture each other. Yes, that's true. But we don't want it to be a have to validate somebody, have to make them feel special, or else they're going to have a bad day. You don't want that kind of situation going on. That would be a situationship. Okay, so we're going to find out what is the actual message. We're going to pull some tarot. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit. Thank you so much for tarot as a tool. Thank you for giving us the message to this point for our Virgo friends who are dating casually. You've obviously done some inner work because you're completely capable and competent of being able to navigate life on your own. So this waiting around for that special somebody, I feel like there could be something in yourself that needs to be addressed before you attract the right person. Whenever I say the right person, I mean your perfect match in. Okay, so God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, we thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Show us clearly, where's the energy? Where do you see Virgo now? And where are you wanting to take them? And what is the advice to help them get there? We thank you for clear and concise messages, love, light, and prosperity, and clarification, confirmation, and validation. Okay, so right now you're ready for your world to change. You're ready for a new cycle. It's like you're ready for that. You're ready for that relationship, right? That's why you're out there. That's why you put yourself out there. Where are they wanting to take you? Wow. Okay, so this is the Two of Wands. They're wanting to take you wherever it is that you truly want to go. You get to determine this, right? The really wild thing is, this is actually the same card. This is the Oracle card, and this is the Tarot card, but they're both Two of Wands. So it's odd that it's like you're going round and round and round waiting for the right person, and Spirit is basically saying, we're taking you to a place where you're going to finally make that decision one way or another. You're going to do it. And I feel like your decision is, do I really want somebody now? Or do I maybe want to retreat a little bit and do a little bit more work and figure out why the wrong ones are coming toward me? Yes. So your advice is the Seven of Pentacles. So what is it about the Seven of Pentacles? The Seven of Pentacles is about where we do our part and we let universe do theirs. So let's go back and talk about this whole story. I'm going back to, I really believe that this is about the, like you're waiting for somebody to buck up and commit to the next level, to going from a casual relationship to something more solid, right? But they're not. For whatever reason, they're not. And you're waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And it could be that you're dating casually and all the wrong people are coming toward you. And so Spirit's saying with this Oracle message, hey kiddo, don't forget, you're completely competent and capable of handling yourself. You don't need this other person to validate you. You don't need anybody to come in and be your Prince Charming or your whatever. Nobody needs to come in and rescue you. Okay, you're good where you are. So they're saying, we know you're ready. We see you're ready to move to this next level. You're wanting this in your life. They can see that. This is where they see you. That's what this card is about. You're ready to start that. You're ready to have somebody in your life. So they're saying, really and truly, it's your choice. But here's the question. And it's a serious question. Are you ready to move forward with the person that you're casually dating right now? Is that really the person that's going to be your perfect match? I feel like they're asking you to kind of think about that a little bit. Or the other question is, are you wanting to maybe retreat for a minute, hang on to your purpose and your passion and your inspiration and see what else comes for you? Because in divine timing, right, whenever there's something wrong, we might need to tweak something. It's like Spirit saying, you do your part and we do our part, and our part is always to bring you the fruit of your intention, right? And you've heard me talk about this. Intention doesn't necessarily mean, or manifesting doesn't necessarily mean, I do my affirmations and stuff for 30 minutes a day, and the next 23 and a half hours a day, I bemoan the fact that I don't have a partner in my life yet. That's not how you do that. When you do that, when you do what I just talked about, it's like planting the seed and going back every day and digging up the earth to see if the seed is still there and if it has started to grow yet. And what happens when you do that is you kill the seed in the ground. It doesn't ever come up into fruition. So this seed that you plant, when you plant it, all you do is nurture it every now and then. You water it every now and then. And then the universe does their part by bringing it up out of the ground. So I keep hearing jumping the gun. Perhaps you're jumping the gun. Perhaps these people that you've been dating that have been coming into your life are obviously not the right ones, or this one that you're waiting on to buck up and level up on your commitment, on your relationship, is actually not the perfect match for you, and that's why this hasn't happened yet. However, the universe is saying, it's actually, you get the choice about what do you want to do. Do you want to keep going around and around with this person, right? Do you want to keep going around and around and around with that person to try to get them to understand why y'all are the perfect couple? Or do you want to back off and say, you know what, I'm waiting for the absolute best match? And somebody said one time in a comment, when we wait for the when we say that person or better, it feels like we're settling. No, sometimes the universe will blow your mind about what or who they bring into your life. So don't ever feel like you're settling or being asked to settle. You're making a decision right now based on what you know is there, but the universe knows way more than we know about what's out there and what is, in fact, going to be the best match for us. Okay. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for my Virgo friends who are casually dating. We ask you for the PS. What is the PS for our Virgo friends? That goes with this message, please. We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Please show us clearly what is the PS for this message. Okay, we've got, so I feel like they're saying, maybe you might want to think about retreating for just a minute, right? Go within and find your light and then come out and shine your true light. Shine the light of you that this is. That you don't need anybody in your life. You don't need them, right? Because whenever you come out with that kind of energy, whenever the truth of who you are is shining out there, and you're not having to make yourself small to accommodate somebody that you're dating now, whenever you can truly be who you are, then your absolute best match comes into you, and they're not intimidated by who you are and by how bright your light shines. They actually enhance that light. They actually add to that light. They don't ever ask you to dim it for them. Okay, so this is I feel like that excuse me. I feel like they're saying you're attached to certain things, right? You're attached to certain ideas about what a relationship's supposed to be, or about how it should show up in your life. You've got some mental attachments, or or you're attached to a person that's not healthy for you. You've got some attachments that they're asking you to let go of within this relationship, that are these relationships, because you're casually dating. So within whatever this kind of relationship is for you, they're saying, you know, you're gonna have to let go of some of that stuff. I think I told a story. Do I have time? Yeah, I have time to tell y'all real quick. That I put myself on a timeout because I was lamenting the fact that Mr. Right hadn't showed up in my life yet. And I had a conversation with God one day, and he basically said, well, are you with Mr. Right? And I'm like, no. He says, well, why are you with him? Because while you're with him, and if the real Mr. Right comes along, you may not see him because you're distracted with this guy. So sometimes we have to let go of our ideas of what our needs are or whatever, so that we can be aware of what the universe is actually bringing in. This card comes up in a lot of these readings. In this particular one, they're saying, yes, you've had some rough relationships. We know that, right? We understand that you've had some rough relationships. This one that you're in right now, it's kind of casual, and he may not be, or she may not be like these others were. There may be some good qualities in her, and so you're willing to settle because at least they're not this. But Spirit's saying, no, 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 no. Spirit's saying, take your cloak off, bury that, forget about that. That's in the past. It doesn't matter anymore. Turn around and pick up those 2 cups and walk over here to this bridge and cross this body of water, this body of emotions back here, and walk into your happily ever after. Because just because this person that you're dating, or these people that you're dating right now aren't this, doesn't mean that they're the best that Spirit has for you. I feel like Spirit has something more for you than what you're allowing yourself to believe. I think that's what this message is about. Okay, Virgo daters and situationers, that is your reading. Again, thank y'all so much for stopping in. If you're a subscriber, I appreciate you so much. The likes, the shares, the comments, it's all fabulous. And the bell ringing thingy, you know, people who ring the bell, thank you so much. It's obviously important to YouTube, so I appreciate that too. And if you're a passerby, I'm glad you stopped in. Welcome to Spirit Mail, and we look forward to seeing you around again. Okay, couples. Prosperity begins. So we're going to start out with an oracle message. God, guides, angels, archangels, and Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for our coupled Virgos. We're asking you for the oracle message for them at this time. What is the oracle message for our coupled Virgo friends as it relates to the overall message? We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Please show us clearly what is the oracle message for our coupled Virgo friends. Solitude. Okay, wow. Okay, prosperity begins is your overall energy. So this talks about bringing something new into your reality, right, as a couple. And I talked about that tapi it could be a new family member, like a son-in-law or daughter-in-law. It could be a child. Perhaps you're thinking about getting pregnant or something like that. But there is something that you're wanting to bring into your reality. This is your oracle message. I'm comfortable in my own skin as I detach and replenish my soul. Meditation is required when you receive the solitude card as a sign. Empty your mind of different thoughts and allow stillness to flow through your whole being. This is not an advantageous time to ask questions or push forward in any way. Rather, it's a period for a conscious retreat. What's called for now is to step back and take your focus off of your life and your troubles. You'll be surprised by how things sort themselves out once you've replenished your energy by means of a much needed rest and time out. Okay, so I feel like what this is saying is you're trying, whatever this is you're wanting to bring into your life, you're trying too hard. Or if you have a son-in-law or daughter-in-law coming into your life, right? And you're not wanting them, you're trying too hard. whatever you're trying to control something here. And that's what they're saying. It's time for you to step back and clear your mind and maybe get a different perspective of what exactly is going on here. But I can't even speak. Prosperity begins makes me feel like it's something good. So as far as a daughter-in-law or son-in-law coming in that you're not necessarily happy about, I don't think that's the case. But I do think that there's something material in this 3D world that you're wanting to, or that is coming into your existence, but that you're trying to keep some kind of control over it for some reason. So we're going to get the tarot. We're going to pull some tarot on it. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for, let me tell you something. There's something else they're just pointing out. So in the Seven of Pentacles, we talk about, you plant the seed and you wait for the universe to do their thing. And the universe is saying, I am doing my thing. Would you back off? That's what I heard. Okay, God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, again, thank you for the message that you are bringing to our coupled Virgo friends today. Please show us clearly as it relates to their relationships. Where are they? Where are you trying to bring them? And what is it exactly as part of your advice that they can do to help get them there? We thank you for clear and concise messages, love, light, and prosperity, and we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Okay, guys, let's see what this says. You are currently working real hard. Remember, I said that you're trying to control it, right? This is what this is. Now, of course, in a general reading, this is about a studious person, somebody studying something and paying attention to the details and stuff like that. Whatever this is that's coming into your reality because of this card as an oracle message that goes along with it, I feel like they're saying you've done your part. Now you need to quit worrying about it and back off, right? You're trying to control it at this point. Where are they bringing you to? A tower. We're going to talk about that. What is your advice? Is the Strength card. Okay. So, with all these cards on the table, I feel like I have been on the right track with this message. There's something coming in to your experience that you're trying to control. Because it says prosperity begins, it's something new, right? It's something new, and it's going to be prosperity. You have to relate that to something good. So it's something new and it's something good. So with this card right here, they're saying, back off, right? Back off. You've done what you're supposed to do. Now chill out. Chill out and let me do my job. I feel like that's what Spirit's saying. I would love to know what this is about. And they're saying this is your energy right now. You're working hard on it. You're trying to make it happen. And you're finished with your part. And I feel like they're wanting to help you avoid this. Because if you continue to do this, that's where you're headed with this whole situation, whatever it is you're trying to bring into your relationship as a couple. Perhaps you're wanting to propose and you're trying to make sure that everything's right? Or perhaps in your desire to propose, you are going around in your mind trying to figure out, are they going to say yes? I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, they're saying we're trying to make sure this doesn't happen, but we're going to bring you here if we need to. Right? We're going to bring you here if we need to wake you up. These cards don't happen to us, they happen for us, these towers. It's all, look at that light in there. It's about enlightening us, helping us to understand something that they couldn't previously help us understand. So whatever it is that is trying to go on within your relationship, Virgo, take your hands off. You do your part, quit worrying about all those other things, and then you can avoid this right here, this a fiasco. I don't feel like this is like, oh my God, you're going to lose your marriage or you're going to lose whatever. It would just be a fiasco. So they're trying to help you avoid that fiasco. They're trying to bring this enlightenment to you about releasing control beforehand so that this doesn't have to happen. And their advice for you is right here, is the inner strength. Rely on the strength within. Whenever we're talking about the strength within, look, she's made friends with her source, right? She is perfect friends with God, Creator, the universe, whatever anybody wants to call it. She's perfect friends with it. And look at the light behind her. She's at peace. She did her work. She knew what she had to do. She did it. And now she's not concerned. She's allowing her source, her Creator, to do its part in this situation. And it does take a whole lot of strength and a whole lot of discipline, because Virgo, you're the one who has the methods and the systems in place, and you have the list, the to-do list. This is, I check all this off because this, after I check all these off, I'm gonna be where I want to be and all that stuff. You're that methodical person, right? And Spirit's saying it's not working like that. That's not how it's going to work this time. It's not about you doing it. It's not about you completing it. It's about you did what you have to do, right? I want you to trust me. So this is going to take a lot of discipline. Cheryl, how do I give up control? Because let me tell you, I'm a control freak. I used to be a control freak. You just have to talk yourself out of it. When you want to go back and put your hands in it again, you literally have to say, I will not put my hands in it. I know that God is doing its part or her part or his part, whatever. I know that's happening. I will not put my hands in it. Tie my hands up if you have to, because they will, if that's what they need to do. Okay. Because they're bringing something special in, and that's the whole deal. They're bringing something special in, and it's not something that you have to do. You've done your part. Now you're worrying about it too much. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for our Virgo couples. I thank you for the message on the table, and I ask you to give us the PS, please. Show us the PS that goes with this message. We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. And we thank you for love, light, and prosperity. What is the PS that goes with this message for Virgo couples? Okay. Look. So, whenever you are... Okay, let's look at this energy, right? This is where they see you, that you're working real hard on it. You're working real hard on it. You're paying attention to the details. I mean, this is, you're consumed with it, right? And they're saying it's almost in a defensive way. It's almost like you have this special little thing right here, and you've got your feet on the ones down here. You're like, I'm doing this. I got it under control. I'm walking it out. I know what to do. The other pentacle's on your head, and this one's right here covering your heart. And it's mine. I see a picture of a little kid saying, it's mine. This is the way I want it. And I'm not saying that's how you're acting, but that's the energy that I feel with this card, that it's important to you, and you're going to make it happen no matter what. And Spirit's saying, chill out. Yeah, this is a transformational time for you, because this is not your energy. You are not the person who takes your hands off. That's not who you are. And Spirit's saying, take your hands off. We are going to show you. We're going to prove to you that you can trust us. Take your hands off and rely on us to have this come into your life, to make it the way that you want it to be. Rely on us to do our part, because you've done what you can do. And anything beyond this, you're just getting in their way. And they're asking you to understand this. So it's going to take you leaving behind everything that you know, everything you've always done. Again, the methods, the systems, the lists. I'm walking it out. I've got it under control because you're the doer, right? You are the resourceful one. You can figure it out. You can make it happen. And they're saying, chill out. Leave behind those old ways of being. If whatever this is that is wanting to happen within your relationship, if it's that important to you, they're asking you to let it go. Let it go and let them do what they're supposed to do. Virgo, very powerful message. And I have to tell you, with this new spread, in all the other ones, when I got to the couple, I had to really stop and look at it. But in this one, I didn't. It was very clear, very clear. So I love you guys so much. And thank you for stopping in. And until next time, y'all go out and have a super duper day. Bye.